Vladimir Putin, one of the most powerful and controversial figures in modern global politics, was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, Russia. He grew up in a post-war environment, where his childhood was shaped by the remnants of Soviet hardship and the legacy of the Second World War. Putin's early life was marked by modesty. He lived in a cramped apartment with his parents, with little privilege. However, his tenacity and ambition stood out even in his youth. A fan of martial arts and judo, he quickly earned a reputation for being determined and disciplined, traits that would define his later political career. This strong character would eventually propel him to the forefront of Russian politics and into the Kremlin. Putin's formal education began at Leningrad State University, where he earned a law degree in 1975. After graduation, he entered the Soviet Union's KGB, the feared security service, beginning his rise through its ranks. In the KGB, Putin was stationed in East Germany, where he witnessed firsthand the dramatic collapse of the Berlin Wall in 1989. This pivotal moment in world history had a profound impact on him, reinforcing his belief in Russia's need for a strong central authority and an assertive foreign policy. As the Soviet Union crumbled, Putin's trajectory shifted toward a career in politics. He returned to St. Petersburg in the early 1990s, entering local politics, and eventually moved to Moscow to work in the administration of President Boris Yeltsin. By 1999, Putin's career took a major leap when Boris Yeltsin appointed him as prime minister. The appointment was part of a strategic move by Yeltsin, who was looking for a successor to manage Russia through a time of economic instability and political chaos. At the time, Putin was relatively unknown to the general public, but his calm demeanor and background in the KGB earned him respect within political circles. Just a few months after becoming prime minister, Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned on December 31, 1999, and Putin was made acting president. This unexpected turn of events would mark the beginning of a new era in Russian politics, one that would see Putin emerge as the most influential leader of post-Soviet Russia. Putin's first term as president began in 2000, and it didn't take long for him to establish a reputation as a firm leader intent on restoring Russia's strength. One of his first major actions was to confront the ongoing conflict in Chechnya, a region that had been struggling with separatist movements and violent insurgencies. Putin's decisive military strategy was controversial but proved effective, as it helped to reassert Russia's control over the region and eliminate the separatist threat. His tough approach to Chechnya, as well as his stance against the oligarchs who had gained significant power and wealth during the 1990s, solidified his position as a leader who could bring stability to a country still reeling from the chaos of the post-Soviet transition. During his presidency, Putin oversaw a period of significant economic growth, fueled by rising global oil prices and his ability to centralize power. Russia's economy, which had been crippled in the 1990s, saw a revival under Putin's leadership. This growth helped to lift many Russians out of poverty and restored a sense of national pride, which was critical for Putin's popularity. However, this period of economic prosperity was also marked by growing concerns over the erosion of political freedoms. Putin consolidated power within the Kremlin, exerting control over the media, limiting opposition voices, and centralizing authority within the state apparatus. While many Russians appreciated the stability he brought, critics began to argue that Putin was moving the country away from democratic principles. In 2008, after serving 2 consecutive terms as president, Putin was forced to step down due to constitutional limits. However, his hold on power was far from over. He maneuvered around the restriction by allowing Dmitry Medvedev, his ally, to run for president, while he took on the role of prime minister. This arrangement, often referred to as tandemocracy, allowed Putin to remain the dominant figure in Russian politics while maintaining a veneer of democratic legitimacy. In 2012, Putin returned to the presidency amid widespread protests and accusations of election fraud. His third term was marked by increasing authoritarianism and more strained relations with the West, particularly after Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014. The annexation of Crimea significantly worsened Russia's relationship with Western nations, leading to economic sanctions and international condemnation. Putin's actions were framed by many as an attempt to restore Russia's influence in former Soviet territories and to challenge the expanding reach of NATO.